Do you love me? Do you need me?
All right. Got the new Steed out. 2014 KTM 450xc-w that I converted. And today is the maiden voyage. Pretty sure I got everything tucked away. The wire's gonna come loose. I'm having a hard time calibrating my speedometer, so I'll be using my phone to do the dirty work. Gotta get used to these turn signals on this bike because it's a little different. Doesn't have the push button like center. Close your pockets, Joe. Don't want your stuff to fall out. I am definitely wearing a couple layers today. It's only like 50 degrees out. Got my wallet. Close that pocket. It's got a lot of vibration. Obviously, I mean, it's technically a dirt bike, but whatever. That's the horn. A buddy of mine has the same rock form mount, but he has an iPhone, and I might go this way. He lost his camera because of the vibration. He's got the same mount. He lost his camera on his phone. He can only use the front-facing camera, so we're going to see how well this holds up. If it holds up and I don't have any issues, I'll be buying another one, because I literally had to steal this off of my MT-09, so I had a speedometer, because I don't want to be doing 200 miles an hour on this damn thing and get pulled over on its maiden voyage. It has a South Dakota plate on it, because obviously I registered it through South Dakota, because this bike, when I purchased it, didn't have a title. Not that the guy lost it or anything, but he purchased it. This bike new from a dealership in Georgia, and they don't issue titles, off-road titles or street titles for an XCW. They consider it a dirt bike, so all you get is an MSO, and that's all you get is an MSO and a receipt. So I got the MSO, and we wrote up a bill of sale, and I got all the original paperwork from when he purchased the bike, and I filled out the paperwork for South Dakota, and after a few weeks of confusion, because their emails were going to my spam folder and I didn't know it, and I waited an extra 2 weeks longer or 10 days longer than I should have, I got a South Dakota plate like Wednesday. Today's Saturday, so after a little while we got it going. I got the whole light set up from Sick Ass Racing, and it was literally plug and play. It was pricey as shit, I'm not gonna lie, but I didn't want to deal with cutting and splicing, and I just wanted to order my shit and just put it on and go. Like, I didn't want to fuck around anymore. I was in such a rush to get this thing going. I wanted it done right, so I just went that way. The headlight was like 160 bucks, I think it was. I can't remember. It's a KTM headlight. Is my camera still on? Camera's still rolling. I got a new SD card like a couple weeks ago, because the original one wasn't working right. So, yeah, my speedometer's like 10 miles an hour off. This one's correct. The other one's 10 miles an hour faster. So yeah, so I picked up this bike from my old boss, Mark, and he only used it for hair scrambles. He only used this bike for hair scrambles, so it's sat a lot. It's a 2014. when I bought it, it had 37.8 hours on it, 629 miles on this bike. And I mean, he kept up on it, changed the oil, rode it once in a while, changed the oil. Last time he did a race with it was last year, actually. He did a race, and yeah, he did the servicing on it and had some suspension work done to it and all this other stuff. And I picked it up for a good price. So I didn't lowball him. I asked him what he wanted and told him if I can afford it, I'll buy it from you. And I thought it was a good number, so I bought it for what I bought it for. So I already had the Supermoto set up. I already had my forged wheels and the brakes. The only thing I had to get was a caliper adapter that I gave it to a buddy of mine. He ended up not using it, so I got it back from him. But I had the rear axle sliders. I had both axle slider sets, but I lost the threaded rod and the spacers for the front. So for the front, all I had was the actual sliders, the Delrin sliders themselves. So I ordered a new front slider set, and I had to get rear wheel spacers in order to fit this bike, because the original set that I had, I lost. I don't know where they went. And the other set that I had for the extra hubs that I had were for the KTM 690 that I had a couple years ago, last year. Got rid of it last year. So I swapped the black hubs for the orange hubs that I had, because those are for this bike, and bolted everything up. The black hub set that I had for the front is the exact same for this, but I just wanted them to match. I didn't want to mess around with, you know, black hubs in the front and orange on the back. I thought it would look stupid, so whatever. Not that I wanted any orange on this bike, but every other thing is orange, so I said, you know what, fuck it. I guess it's just the way I'm going to go. But this bike's pretty good. I haven't really tried to wheelie it too much. I actually haven't wheelied it at all with the Supermoto setup. I wheelied it a little bit with the dirt wheels, but the gearing was crazy. I had a 12-tooth sprocket on the front. I have a 13 on the front now. I will be putting the 14 back on it, but I have to lengthen the chain or get another chain because it's too short. I cut it too short. So it'll be a little bit better on the engine for the road. Like I'm in low RPM. I think it's 6th gear, and I'm doing like 50. So this guy's on my ass. I smell gas, like natural gas. That's weird. But this bike ride's super tight. I'm happy with it. I did have to put fork seals in it. This guy, local guy, Bart Lucas, I had him do the fork seals because they started leaking within 1 mile of me getting this bike. I literally put a mile on it riding around my backyard, and the left side started leaking. So I had him do a quick rebuild, freshen up the oil. God knows how old it was, and I had to put an output shaft seal behind the sprocket on, because as clean and meticulous as Mark cut this bike, there was a wad of grass, long grass, wadded up on the shaft behind the sprocket, and it just spun and spun and spun and wore that seal out. So it was like, I don't know, $10, $8 for the seal. So I just replaced it. It was a quick and easy job. And just here we are. So it, beginning to end, with the exception of the DMV, this probably took me like maybe 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. I waited longer for for the DMV than I did anything. But the day I bought the bike, the day I bought the bike is the day that I ordered everything from SUPERMOTO Racing. So I literally waited fucking, I don't know, 2 weeks for their stuff to show up. Come on, man. Man, the gearing is super short on this bike. Holy shit. So yeah, it took me like 2-3 weeks just to get all the stuff, put it together, you know. But so far it's good. It's a lot different than the 690 for sure, comfort wise. The 690 was way more comfortable for me. You know, it doesn't have the vibration. It feels a little bit more plush. It doesn't feel like you're riding a dirt bike. It feels like you're riding a street bike. So we will turn signals working. Stop over and see Mike and buy yourself a pool. That's a nice little pocket right there. So I'm just putting some miles on it. You know, feeling this thing out, see if anything goes wrong. You know, if I miss something, a bolt comes loose, something starts leaking, like something. Just feeling this thing out. Because this was ridden in the woods and it was raced, it wasn't beat on. A lot of people think, you know, race bikes have been beat on. This bike I know wasn't beat on because, you know, this guy knows his shit, and he doesn't, I mean, he's got some freaking talent. From what I understand, he's fast, and I know he's been riding all his life, but I know he doesn't beat on bikes, and he takes care of them. Like, he's overkill on the oil changes, and he's overkill on cleaning, and like, he would literally pull this whole thing apart after a race and just clean it. You know, there's not even any dirt marks on the rear shock, like nothing. It's spotless for the most part. Like, there's nothing on the motor, nothing. So I'm not really worried about it too much in that aspect. I just want to make sure everything's good to go. I didn't miss anything, and yeah. But do I miss the 690? Yes. I could ride that bike forever and not have to worry about a damn thing. I'll ride out to my buddy's house here, see if he's home. He's out in the middle of nowhere. These brakes are awesome. Alright, well, I'm gonna go. That was third. That was cool. It pulls third. That's good. Doesn't feel like it's going to, but it does. Brakes are super tight. They feel nice. They actually feel way better than my 690, and I had a freaking monoblock on it. A radial mount, not a monoblock. It's definitely cold though. It's like 50, I don't know, 54. I got jeans on under my riding pants. The vent's obviously closed. I have a t-shirt, a hoodie, and my leather with alignment. And really the only thing that's cold is my hands. It's a little chilly on my body, but yeah, so this speedometer is like 10 for sure, 13 miles an hour off the fast fuel route. So I guess I'll be running this speedometer for a while on my phone, which is okay, but I just looked up the information. There's on Warp 9's website, there's information on how to recalibrate this speedometer, and for this bike, 2014 and up. I tried doing it. It said to unplug the 3-wire connector, spin the wheel to turn the dash on. I and then go through and, you know, hit WP or WO or WS or whatever the fuck option it is on the dash, and then go from, you know, the whatever it is 2200 number down to the 1880 or 1884 millimeter for the calibration for the size of the front wheel. Well, I unplugged the damn, man, that brake's good, holy shit. I go to unplug it, and that's the fucking power for the gauge. So the factory, there must be a factory battery in there or something that's dead, and I can't get to that option for some reason, so I have to figure it out. Gotta make kids happy, right? This mirror is absolutely useless. The amount of flopping it does. My arm's in the way. Can't see shit. So it's on here just to have it legal. I did look up though if South Dakota requires a state inspection, and they do not. Which I could inspect this, have this bike inspected here, just for the sake of having the sticker, so I don't get pulled over. But if I get pulled over, I can legally not need one. I mean, I'll probably get inspected anyways later once the weather breaks and I can get it over to the shop. But yeah, not pulling it up in 6th, Joe. See, I don't know how these guys do it. My two buddies, Eddie and Craig, they both have 500s. Eddie's got a FE 501, and Craig's got a 500 EXC, and they can both pull it up in any gear. Now, granted, I haven't tried, but they pull it up in any gear. I think they're just geared really stupid. What do we do? Where do we go? I got a little bit. I might try and ride out to this thing's sucking some gas. I might try and ride out to my old boss's house. Man, that suspension feels so freaking good. Definitely need a gripper seat. I'd like to lower this idle a little bit too somehow. You're finally outside.
I know. I'll finally have a day off.
How you been, man?
Good.
Car looks mint.
Getting there. We can stop fighting stupid things.
That's, well, that comes with the territory.
Yeah. How's this thing?
I just took it out.
Facebook or the Instagram drama of constantly putting one together.
Oh yeah, it's a process.
I don't miss it.
Yeah, you do.
Alright, I do. WR450 I had was probably the most fun motorcycle I ever had.
You should get another one.
Yeah.
You should get another one.
I got this to put together.
You don't have enough. No, I don't want to hear it. You don't have enough shit.
Old man's drag car back.
Oh, that's how you got the car.
Yeah. Right.
I thought you always had it and it was just kind of buried in
It
here.
got sold when, I mean, we couldn't keep everything, and
Yeah.
it sat in some dude's trailer for 4 years. He never so much just took it out or ran it, so
Really?
I spent all winter replumbing it, and
Jesus. So you're as bad as you're worse than me.
why?
I mean, why? You got that. You got that. Last time I saw that, you were sitting on the side of the road missing a bag.
Nope, that was a different one.
Okay, that was the other one then.
I had so many miles on that, it wound up, that bike lived for 90,000 miles with a high lift cam in it, and finally broke a keeper and dropped a valve and ate the motor.
Oh, Not when you owned it.
No, when I owned it.
Really?
I sold it as a roller.
Jesus.
I sold it for like 10 grand as a roller because it had like 93,500 on it or something.
Jesus.
And then went out and bought this thing last year. Don't get me wrong, I make a payment on this thing. I don't own it, but
Yeah. I have a payment on everything I own, so it doesn't matter anymore.
listen, I own this one free.
You can't die with
I
it,
own
so.
that one free and clear.
Yeah, yeah. That one was your dad's, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, man.
That was it. Fighting little things.
Yeah.
The headlights work. You know, I got my phone Bluetooth to it today. I forgot to tell you. If you need to.
I had to stop and see Tom too. That's the first time I've seen him outside of his house doing something. Never see him home. He's always working. He's a firefighter. He's a fireman's. I'm getting kind of used to this bike. I'm not gonna lie. This little kid in the sidecar is awesome. He's got a Yeti sticker on his head. Yeah, boy. Hell yeah. I've done probably, I don't know, because I reset my GPS speedometer here once. I probably did so far around 50 miles, and nothing has happened bad. I have a little bit of a chirp from my front rotor. I want to say it's hitting the little clip that holds the brake pads into one side. A little sheet metal clip that presses into the caliper adapter that holds the caliper. My rotor might be just offset just enough to make that chirp, and I have a little bit of a warp. It feels like a warp, but I know it's not a warp. I know it's not a warp. It's where the rotor's offset. I don't have a shake. I don't have any of that. It's just enough to kind of make it annoying. It's actually right there. You could see where my rotor is shiny, where it wore away the black, and it's like 4 ribs. 1, 2, 3, 4. Not a big deal. Nothing's happened with the bike. We're doing good. So and this guy's like, what are you riding? You got a dirt bike on the road? That's not legal. But it is. Can't wait to have a supermoto day with my boys though. That'll be fun. This bike will be fun. That girl's got pink hair. Oh boy. Wow. Alright. 2, 3. Yeah, I like this thing. I like this thing. Yeah, these clouds are coming. The day's gonna go to shit here. Oh, that's a horn. I feel like I could do that almost all day. I just gotta find the sweet spot and keep my ass planted. I feel like I'm pulling myself up on the seat just to keep myself from coming off. Whatever though. For the first time riding the bike, it feels alright. It really does. It feels alright. Oh boy, it's gonna be a fun summer. this sprocket's way better. Way better. Yeah. I had that 13 tooth on there. We out here with Fleener. Just stopped over here doing some riding today. Looks like it's gonna be some shit though. Oh fuck! Never tighten my adjusters. Oh, fuck my life. Really? So it happens when you rush. Right. Okay. Yeah, boy. Get it, boy. This boy's fucking scraping and shit. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Man, this fucking weather sucks. Huh? Yeah. Where are you living?
There in Henrietta.
Oh, okay. Alright. Yeah, go that way.
Alrighty. I'll see you later, man.
Alright, buddy. Fuck! Man, that fucking sucks. That sucks. Just fucking got out with Keaton. Just got out with Keaton. man. This weather absolutely is just so miserable.